Welcome to your all-active Reserve and Veterans TV series. This information education show has 3 goals. Tell who military veterans are, share about all organizations, auxiliaries, their programs and officers at all levels, and tell about memorials in all the cities we serve in this network. The VA system, state and county officers, hospitals and state homes are also featured. Please do check out our websites, share your program ideas and concerns via the contact information on the show. We open each month's show with a patriotic theme.
Welcome once again to Vets Visits on TV. This is program 121 for April 07. And we want to give credit, first of all, to the MLT group of Rochester, who shared with us a part of their footage of a Support the Troops rally. Now let's look at some dates in history. April 1st this year, of course, is Palm Sunday, besides being April Fool's Sunday, a day rather. And that's for Christians. And Tuesday, the 3rd is the Jewish Passover. Thursday the 5th is, of course, Maundy Thursday, again for Christians. And the 6th, Good Friday. And it's also Army Day, so go Army. The 8th is Easter Sunday, and for that, of course, I wanted to help us acknowledge it's my door welcomer, so to speak. Happy Easter. And the 25th is Administrative Professionals Day. And we've got to go back for Wednesday the 11th. That was the day the Persian Gulf War officially ceased fire. And of course, we want to acknowledge, don't we, Brad, for everybody, that this is the 10th anniversary of the beginning. Now, we should say we've concluded our 10th year of production of Vets Visits on TV. And of course, Brad is our second County Veteran Service Officer to be on the show. Tim Burton started out with me back in April of, let's see, what year was that? 96? 97, that's it. Okay, so let's get on with the features for this month's program. Brad, would you begin, please?
Certainly. Veteran service officers are encouraged to organize informational meetings for veterans of all ages. Several regional VA officials and government representatives spoke and answered questions at a recent meeting that we had organized. We'll hear from others in the future, but first let's hear from Randy Demmer, Minnesota State Representative.
One of the joys of working on veterans issues is probably the most, I'm going to say it's probably the most nonpartisan area in state government. They're honestly, other than good, in-depth conversation about what we need to be doing for veterans, and it's amazing with the change in our service that we have in the people going in. It's amazing all the little things that we've got to deal with that have been issues that just weren't issues in the past. And I'm just going to throw out one little one that's not on your sheet here that I helped get passed, which was a non-controversial thing. But as you know, if any of you are involved with the schools and teachers, when you're a brand new teacher, you have a 3-year initial teaching time frame in which you're on what they call probation, so you don't have tenure. It'll be 3 years of teaching. And prior to 2 years ago, if someone was in the year 1, 2, or 3, or say they're in year 2, and then went to serve in the armed forces and were gone for a year, when they came back, they started at year 1 again for their what do you call it? Tenure. For tenure. How stupid. So we changed that. So when they left for a year and came back, if they taught for 1 year and they left for the service and came back, they were now in year 2. And they got credit for that year. It's a small thing, and you think, of course it would do it that way. But there was something that just hadn't been dealt with before, and those are the things we get to fix, and we've been fixing. And what you got in front of you is an example of some of those things. So it's an honor for me to work on those issues and work on your behalf and all the veterans that represent us throughout the world. And I find that to be a great honor. So I want to thank the Veterans Affairs folks and Gary and Brad for putting this all together, because we're done now. We get to listen and learn like the rest of you. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate you taking time out, and I'm looking forward to the program.
Many of us veterans have enjoyed camping in the great out of doors in our younger years. There are many styles of camping. 3 Minnesota veterans organizations, the Disabled American Veterans, the American Legion, and the VFW state officers have supported for many years, and their membership also, the Veterans Camp just north of St. Paul. Hopefully your state has a similar camping program. Please watch for the phone number that we'll share with you several times during this interview, which is part 1. We'll talk first with one of the directors of the Disabled Veterans Camp on Marine on St. Croix. And we're talking with one of the members of the board of directors of what camp is this?
This is the Disabled Veterans Rest Camp of Minnesota.
Okay, and we are located?
About 15 miles north of Stillwater, Minnesota.
Which is on the Mississippi?
Yes. No, it's actually on the St. Croix. It flows into the Mississippi.
Flows into.
We are on Big Marine Lake. It's one of the lakes that does flow into the St. Croix and ends up eventually in the Mississippi. You know.
And the Gulf.
And the Gulf, yeah.
But what has been the history of this particular veterans camp?
Well, right now we're standing pretty close to there used to be a farmhouse here that a farmer donated to the disabled veterans of Ramsey County, actually. And he was, they put a big addition on and made it into a dormitory type thing for the shell shock victims of World War I in 1926.
And so you don't know if he was a veteran himself?
I don't know if he was a veteran.
But he had this as the mission, that it would be for World War I veterans who had a specific disailment.
Right, and they have 12 cabins over here that was basically, in that time, was the nurses' quarters that took care of these disabled veterans. Like I say, shell shock in World War I. During World War II, they called it battle fatigue. Now they call it PTSD. The affliction hasn't changed. Just the name. Just the name.
So now this camp is basically open for fishing and other types of outdoor activities.
Yeah, we have very good fishing in this lake.
What is the season?
We are open from May 1st until September 30th.
Okay. Looks like these people are just pulling out for the season, huh?
Well, actually, it's towards the end of September, so we're getting the pontoons out.
And this will be shown in the spring.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now, what is the plan for the future of this?
Well, right now we're working with the county. Last year we passed legislation that took us out of a regional park. We were mapped right into a regional park, and consequently we couldn't do any expanding or repair for that matter.
What is, first of all, the actual acreage of the present camp?
We have 69 acres. About 28 acres are actually used right now.
And you have to fit it into the county plan for development.
Right. We're making a planned unit development, and we passed legislation that took us out of the park, so now we can do expanding. We have the legislation also passed that we cannot be taken over by eminent domain. So the camp is going to be here for as long as the veterans. Right.
Okay, that's good news for all veterans.
Yes, it is.
And organizations that sponsor this camp, how many are there approximately?
Well, the three main organizations are the American Legion, the VFW, and the DAV.
And their auxiliaries.
And also SAL from the Legion.
Sons of the American Legion.
Sons of the American Legion. And then we also have paralyzed vets, we have Korean vets, we have Vietnam vets. All of these organizations, support this camp. You have to be a veteran to get into the camp.
That is, when you register for it, you need to have papers that show I am a vet. Or if you're a non-vet, a veteran must sponsor you, were you saying?
Yes, a veteran has to sponsor you and has to be on site. In other words, if my son wanted to rent a cabin over here, I could sponsor him to rent a cabin, but I'd still have to be here.
But even though he were an SAL member,
right? You still have to be a veteran, and when the SAL come up and rent a spot, a veteran has to sponsor. So it's all.
I see some children's equipment.
Oh yes.
What are ages that participate here?
From newborn on up.
They start them out early.
Newborn, and then they become our age.
As a former camper, we took our little 1 and 2 year
grandkids.
Yes, up into the Black Hills when I was.
Yeah. We have on the 4th of July, we have a kids parade. And I would probably venture to say there's probably 150 kids that they get on their bikes, and they decorate their dogs and their bikes and everything, and we teach them a lot of Americanism.
Sure. And we're going to be looking now at some campsites in a few moments, and maybe we'll just do that as we drive around a little bit, and then we'll wind up at 2 special garden areas, one at either end of the camp, it seems.
Yes, it is. Yes. One end of the camp we have a memorial garden. The other end of the camp we have a Korean Remembrance Trail, the Korean Garden. So we have...
Let's go out and take a first-hand look, and of course down at the marina, the
right,
docks.
Okay, thank you very much.
We're going to take a break here for the current administrator, groundskeeper, and your name is?
Tom Ferris.
And Mr. Ferris, you've been here how many years?
2 years as manager, 1 year as head of maintenance.
Okay, so then what are some of the problems or issues that you have to face from time to time? I didn't prepare you for that question.
Yeah, well, mostly it's on the grounds. Opening is we have a lot of frozen water pipes, this type of stuff. Normal resort type things that have to be repaired every spring.
Okay, and then I suppose draining of pipes in the fall.
Oh yes, absolutely. Just reverse everything we do in the spring, we do in the fall then.
Do you have much trouble with animals wandering into the campsite and destroying things? Or?
Well, not the animals. The animals we get in like that, we ask them to leave early.
Oh, you do? So that's fine. That's fine.
Correct.
Well, thank you for sharing with us. It's good to meet you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Down at the beach now, and about how long is the shoreline or beach area?
Well, the lake is just under 1,800 acres. 17.9. We have 2,000 feet of shoreline at the Vets Rest Camp. We have 2 docks. With the expansion, we will be getting 2 more, and then after the expansion, I mean, we have many functions up here, fishing contests and what have you. One of them that we had this summer, and we used our large pontoon that came from one of the western suburbs golf courses. We put on, we had 50 mentally and physically challenged children up here from South Washington County, and we had 14 wheelchairs on that pontoon right there. Several of the campers up here have their pontoons here, and we used the pontoons for them to get out, so that it was a lot easier for them than getting into a boat and what have you. And it's a regular fishing contest. They have a weigh-in and everything, and the one of the smallest fish was 2 ounces, and
Good
these
size for mountain.
right, and these kids they just beam over this, and they all get awards and ribbons and medallions, and so this is just some of the things that we do. We have some veterans that have bass fishing contests. The lake is a very good bass lake. A lot of sunfish, a lot of crappies. We have some walleyes, and they're hard to get. You know, I mean, they kind of stay away from all us fishermen. But
Well, I don't mind bullheads myself.
Well, we got
fish.
we got a couple of those. You know. I've been trying to catch bullheads so I can smoke them. So.
To each his own.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we've covered this area pretty well. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, this is the 12 cabins that we have. This is a couple of them. We have, like I say, 12 cabins that are rented out by the month, week, or day. And we have, on our plans, we have an additional 16 that we are going to be putting in. We have of the new cabins, one of them is going to be, 1 or 2 are going to be completely wheelchair accessible. We have with the automatic door, you push a button, the door opens. The lower countertops for wheelchair, and it will also be a duplex where it's a pass-through where somebody could stay with the person that has the handicap. Yeah, this is some of the trailer sites that we have here. They're leased. We have some that are yearly, some that are seasonal, and some that are rented out by the week, month, day, and we try and keep our price as low as possible for the veterans that can't afford it. I mean, I think the trailer sites are $250 a month, and the day and week rates are a lot cheaper than that. Okay, the breakdown is we have 66 yearly sites. We have 11 temporary sites that are all RV. Our future plans are for 50 more or 50 additional RV sites that will be rented out by the season from May 1st to September. And we also have 30 tent sites that people can come in and rent a tent by the day, week, or the month. We have a playground that you just seen here a few minutes ago, and beautiful grounds that provide a lot of peace and serenity for the veterans that use the camp. We have one thing in common: they're all veterans. This is some of the repair that we have to do every once in a while. Yeah, this is the crew that pretty much put this memorial garden together. This is Ken Cruz, and he knows kind of the history and how long he's worked on it for 2.5, 3 years. So with that, I'll let you talk to Ken here.
It was just a group of us that got together. Pat's not here. He's one of our main guys. A lot of people chipped in. Everybody, we've had people donate flowers and time, and it's just kind of a group effort.
Yep, and the Eagles were donated by Ken and Char Larson, and we've done the windmill was donated by quite a few of us. So, yeah, there's one of the Eagles right there. And the flowers are donated constantly every year by different people.
And it takes a lot of team effort to do this. Every day you see somebody different over here, spending a half hour, whether it's half hour, 45 minutes, and everybody pitches in, and pretty much that's how we keep it weed free and up to snuff. And we are all veterans. I was in the military from 1969 to 1971. I was in the Army. I was in the Navy 61 through 64.
This camp, like they said earlier, it was for the veterans. Everybody can put their hands on, and it's a gratitude just for all veterans. So they're all working here, you know, and create a lot of camaraderie. We have not just for us, it's for just to present the beautiful garden that we have here. I was in the Army from 22 years, and we have a lot of members over there too that they contribute to, and it's not, you know, it's just for everybody in the nation can come here and appreciate how much we have contribute here to the garden, and we keep contributing with it, you know.
This, we understand, is a special remembrance park at one end of the camp, and is dedicated to the Korean War veterans, perhaps because they were directly on the board at that time. And this was dedicated then in 2003 at the 50th anniversary of the ending of the Korean War. Is that right?
That is correct, sir.
And from the centerpiece where the flag is, there's a trail that goes down. Is that not correct?
That's correct. The trail goes through the park here for approximately 3 city blocks with benches dedicated to every branch of the military. We also have several new benches here with our Korean War Memorial Garden sign, which was made up and dedicated by one of our new Eagle Scouts in the metropolitan area.
The reports of squalor and neglect uncovered recently at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center have been vivid. Wounded soldiers, often crippled, heavily medicated, or brain damaged, left to fend for themselves throughout the sprawling, overcrowded facility, in rooms with mouse droppings, cockroaches, and moldy, crumbling walls. But what has given an extra edge to the outrage has been the suspicion that Walter Reed is but the tip of the iceberg, the most galling symbol of a badly broken system. Veterans and active duty military personnel have detailed similar problems and frustrations in other hospitals. As the indignation is mounted, not only the military hospital system, Walter Reed is an Army hospital, but the Veterans Health Administration has come under attack. The VA healthcare system is entirely separate and a far larger network of hospitals and clinics run by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Even state-operated facilities like veterans' homes have not escaped scrutiny. Mold, mouse droppings, and neglect fit well within the image many have of the VA system. The portrayal in movies like Born on the 4th of July of VA hospitals as shabby places where veterans were ignored by incompetent staff was for decades fairly accurate. Today, however, that image is dramatically outdated. By many measures, VA hospitals and clinics are in fact the best in the country. Recent studies by healthcare watchdog organizations have ranked the VA Health Administration as better not only than the sort of care offered by Medicare, but even the best civilian health care plans. Indeed, the greatest complaint among veterans today is not about the care they receive in VA hospitals, but about the difficulty of getting into the system in the first place. Like the military hospital system, the VA faces a surge of new patients returning from Iraq and Afghanistan with physical and psychological wounds. And the system, to an extent, has been the victim of its own success. Wait times for care have begun to grow again. As in any large healthcare system, complaints do remain, and the quality of care varies from facility to facility. But the concerns of veterans groups today tend to center not on the care itself, but on the access to it.
Well, Brad, that did it for now.
Anniversary's over.
Anniversary's over. Oh, we got to get another shot of that cake. Let's bring it in. See it? Isn't that fantastic?
It's a nice cake.
Yeah. And compliments and credit to the Hy-Vee stores of Rochester. There's 3 of them here. And they're located also in Iowa and some other states, I believe, who supply this fine feature to our program today, and which we will enjoy again at our next annual board meeting, or our next board meeting we have for April. So, thank you so much for joining us again, Program 121, and we hope we'll see you again next month at the same time for Vets Visits on TV. Thank you for joining us for this month's show. Seen in over 350 communities for over 3,500 half-hour periods. Our websites have additional information about the show and are updated bi-monthly. To contact us, you are welcome to use one of these electronic methods. For all ground mail with questions, suggestions for future programs, you may use this address. Our IRS nonprofit status is 501c3, Information Education. The Minnesota Commissioner of VA and these state-level organizations believe in and endorse Vets Visits. Join us next time, won't you, for Vets Visits on TV.
Have a very good week. Have a very good night.
Well,